In the heart of a vast green forest, surrounded by whispering trees and sparkling brooks, lived a tortoise named Willow. Willow wasn't like other tortoises who preferred to nap in the shade or slowly munch on leaves all day. Willow was curious, clever, and always eager to solve the mysteries of the forest. One sunny morning, while Willow was basking near her favorite pond, she noticed something unusual. A group of forest animals was gathered near the old oak tree, chattering nervously. Willow slowly made her way toward the commotion, her shell glinting in the dappled sunlight. "What's going on here?" she asked in her calm, wise voice. The animals turned to her, relief washing over their worried faces. Squeaky the squirrel stepped forward. "Willow, it's terrible. The crystal fern that grows by the waterfall is missing." The crystal fern was no ordinary plant. Its silvery leaves shimmered like moonlight, and it was said to bring harmony to the forest. Without it, the animals believed, chaos might ensue. "Missing?" Willow repeated, her brow furrowing. "It's a plant. Plants don't just get up and walk away." "Well," chirped Piper the robin, fluttering her tiny wings, "I saw a shadowy figure near the waterfall last night. Maybe someone took it." Willow nodded thoughtfully. "Then it's up to us to find it. We'll need a team." Eager volunteers quickly stepped forward, Squeaky the squirrel, Piper the robin, and Rusty the fox, who had sharp eyes and an even sharper nose. Together, they formed an unlikely but determined group of adventurers. The trail began at the waterfall, a glistening cascade that sang a soothing melody as it tumbled over mossy rocks. Willow examined the ground carefully. Her sharp eyes spotted faint claw marks leading away from the fern's usual spot. "Rusty, can you sniff these?" Willow asked. Rusty lowered his nose to the ground and inhaled deeply. It smells like a badger." "A badger?" Squeaky exclaimed. "Why would a badger want the crystal fern?" Willow tapped her chin with a thoughtful claw. "Let's not jump to conclusions. We'll follow the trail and find out." The team set off, following Rusty as he traced the scent through the forest. The journey wasn't easy. They had to cross a rickety wooden bridge, climb over fallen logs, and even sneak past a family of dozing hedgehogs. Finally, they reached a dark, hollowed-out tree at the edge of the forest. Rusty sniffed the air and whispered, "The badger is inside." Willow stepped forward cautiously and called out, "Hello? We're looking for the crystal fern. May we speak with you?" After a moment of silence, a gruff voice answered, "Go away. I didn't steal anything." Willow exchanged a glance with her friends. "We're not here to accuse you," she said gently. "But the crystal fern is missing, and we need to know if you've seen it." The badger poked his head out of the hollow, his black and white face marked with worry. "I saw someone take it, but it wasn't me. It was a bird, a big, black raven. It flew toward the hills." Willow nodded. "Thank you for telling us. We believe you." The badger sighed in relief. "Good luck finding it." The team pressed on, heading toward the hills where the raven was last seen. As they climbed higher, the forest grew thinner and the air became crisp. Piper soared above them, scanning the landscape with her keen eyes. "There," she chirped, circling above a jagged rock formation. "I see a nest." The team hurried to the spot and found the raven perched proudly in its nest, the crystal fern gleaming beside it. "Excuse me," Willow called up. "We need to return that plant to the forest." The raven cawed loudly, tilting its head. "Why should I? It's so shiny. It looks perfect in my nest." Willow thought for a moment. She knew they couldn't simply take the fern without causing trouble. "Instead," she said, "the crystal fern belongs to the forest. Without it, the balance of life here is disrupted. But if you return it, we can find you something equally beautiful for your nest." The raven blinked, intrigued. "Like what?" "Leave that to me," Willow promised. "Piper, can you fetch some of the brightest berries from the bushes near the waterfall? Rusty, gather the shiniest acorns you can find. Squeaky, you're in charge of collecting sparkling pebbles from the brook. The team scattered to complete their tasks, and soon they returned with an array of vibrant, glimmering treasures. Willow arranged them in a neat pile at the base of the rock. The raven hopped down and inspected the offerings. These are quite lovely, it admitted. Very well, you can have the fern back. The team cheered as the raven carefully lifted the crystal fern in its beak and handed it to Willow. Carrying the precious plant, the team made their way back to the waterfall. The forest seemed to sigh with relief as the crystal fern was replanted in its rightful spot. Its silvery leaves glowed softly, and a sense of peace settled over the animals. You did it, Willow! Squeaky exclaimed. You saved the forest. Willow smiled modestly. We did it together. Every one of us played an important role. From that day on, the forest animals knew they could always count on Willow the wise tortoise to guide them through any challenge. And Willow, ever curious, continued to explore, always ready for the next adventure.